Hi guys, in this tutorial we're learning how to create a Plexus effect on an object in Tyflow in 3ds Max. I've gone and already imported a model of our object to create the Plexus effect. And to begin, we'll be grabbing the Tyflow icon and dragging the viewport so it's in Create, Panel, Geometry tab, and Tyflow. So next we begin by opening the editor where we'll be making that effect. So first we'll be dragging the birth icon operator into the viewport, changing its settings to a total of 2000 particles and ending it in end 0. Next we want our particles to show on the hand and scattered, so we'll go to position object operator and drag it into the viewport. We select our hand and now you see the particles popping up on the hand. Next we'll be dragging the shape into the under position, and then we'll be changing the mesh type into 3D and selecting Sophia High Res. After that we'll be going to display small dots and changing the type to geometry. Now that the shape of the circle or particles are showing clearly, we don't want it that big. We head back into shape and change the scale. In this case I'll just change it to 25 as an example. There we go. There's your particles located on the hand. After that we'll be adding spline paths underneath shape, create new, and then we'll set the mode to neighbors. Now pretty much the Plexus effect is already done, and from here we can make edits to how we want the Plexus effect to come out. Just a quick render of how it'll look when it's rendered, and which is not too good visually. So in this case you can change the radius of your Plexus effect or spline effect. In this case I'll change it to 0.03, and then once it's rendering now you can sort of see the thickness of your splines. But what we see here in just this quick render is that the spline or Plexus effect is going into the object, and that's not what we want, because we want it to surround the object. So in this case we head back into the Tyflow editor, and under position objects there's a settings called location. We click on surface offset, and then in max it's set to a limit to a number of your choice. Just for quick example would be just 1 meter, and then we look at the render now and we are seeing the full effect of Plexus. Additionally, to get better renders we put a mesh in under spline and just leave it as that. So essentially that's the final effect of Plexus made in Tyflow. Additionally, you can change the render outcome by going to material editor and changing the looks of final visual render of your effect. In this case, to set an example, I just want my particles to be reflective. I choose the material that I like and drag it over the particles, and then wait till it render. And then just to see the visuals better, I will change my hand material into a darker color. Now we can see the render of our effects, or of the Plexus effect. And I minimize it. Yep, and then the render is done, and this is the final effects of Plexus. Thank you. Hope you learned something from this tutorial.